Sydney is like the LA of Australia. Young people spend their downtime here on the beach, surfing and hanging out. But before it became a major city, it was Aboriginal land. In some areas, you can still see traces of the ancient culture.
The Aboriginal culture is kind of being washed away, you know. It was here first, but now you can barely make it out.
A culture that almost faded away, partially because of the stolen generation policies of the past, when Aboriginal children were separated from their communities and placed in white homes. It was a practice supported by the Australian government, but one they had never apologized for until this year.
For the pain, suffering and hurt of these stolen generations, their descendants and for their families left behind, we say sorry.
The official sorry to the Aboriginal people was historic, but also controversial. Some felt it was too little too late, while others said there was nothing to apologize for.
We don't think it's appropriate for the current generation of Australians to apologise.
So we came to Sydney to talk to some young Australians and see what they had to say about the apology. What was the impact that the apology had on Australian people?
I think before the apology, a lot of Australians sort of said, why should we say sorry?
Yeah, they thought they were doing the right thing. They thought they were educating them and teaching them how to be good citizens and all that sort of stuff, but you can't drag a kid out of their family.
Many of Sydney's Aboriginal families live here, the neighborhood of Redfern, also known as the Block.
Hardly anyone will come here, you know, because this is more or less an indigenous area.
Okay.
So most of the white people won't come here anyway.
Redfern is a neighborhood with a bad reputation of poverty, violence, and drugs. Reverend Bill tells us that we need to be careful as we walk around the neighborhood because we were in a high crime area.
This is the old children's school here.
If you look, like, it's needles right there on the ground.
The drugs and all that kind of thing got a bit bad, so they moved out.
Widespread drug and alcohol abuse is just one problem facing the Aboriginal youth today. The unemployment rate for Aboriginal people is 23% compared to 8% nationally. Fewer than 1 in 3 Aboriginal students finish high school. And although only 2% of the population is Aboriginal, they make up 24% of those in Australian prisons. Father Bill says while most of the indigenous people who live there are law-abiding citizens, this area is a known drug corner. This is one of the faces behind the numbers.
I just got out of jail last year, did 18 months.
Oh, in jail?
Yeah.
For what? Was it like, I mean, well, not to get in your business, but...
No, that's right.
Was it,
No, it's not a life to live, eh? Nah. I'll be back in a minute, bro. I gotta talk to my cousin.
Dude just got up, you know, make a little drug deal or whatever, so...
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Gotta be careful, man.
I really didn't want to stare, but I caught what looked to me like a drug deal taking place. Real life in Redfern. It's a hard reality many Aboriginal people face every day. And something Aboriginal hip-hop artist Brother Black knows well. He grew up in Sydney and raps about life on the block.
How have you been able to use your talent to reach the youth?
Well, it's about storytelling, man. You know, our culture is, you know, for a lot of Aboriginal men, it's about telling stories.
Brother Black believes the current problems facing the Aboriginal people are linked to their broken past and a lack of pride in their heritage. His music tries to bridge the gap.
There's a lot of similarities between traditional culture and contemporary hip-hop culture. That's one way a lot of young Indigenous men that come from urban environments compensate for the loss of culture. With the apology from the Prime Minister just recently, I guess things are moving in the right direction for Aboriginal people now, and now it's a time where we can actually move forward and actually share ideas on the table as black and white Australians.
And Brother Black performing at the famous Sydney Opera House could be a sign that this country is moving forward.